And yes, I know that is judgy and terrible of me, but I was like, the vibes are not there. All right, so today, nope, not tea. Are you gonna come sit by me? All right, come on. You want to be in the video? All right, lay down. Let the people see you. Yes, you're cute. Oh, don't lick my feet. I hate it when he does that. Okay, so today we're doing a little writing/reading vlog. I'm going to be finishing up the last of my self-edits for the third book in my series before it goes off to my critique partner. And then beta readers after that. So I'm excited. It's a little weird that it's coming to an end, which it's not really because there's still so much left to be done, but it's just strange to be closing in on the end of something that's taken up such a huge part of my life. After that, I'm going to finish up the book that I started last night. Guys, I have a new obsession. This is disgusting. Why are you doing this on camera? The people are watching. I have a new obsession. It's the Mercy Thompson series, guys. I love it. So I actually found it because I've been in a massive reading slump while trying to finish the third book, and writing and editing does usually put me into a reading slump, but I've never had one this bad, and it's just been impossible. I've tried everything. I tried rereading some of my favorite books. I tried returning to Dresden Files. I tried so many things, and I just haven't been able to break out of it. So I actually was looking up recommendations for Dresden File fans because I was like, maybe I need something new but also like familiar, like something that I could just know that I really love. And the first video of recommendations I watched, you're supposed to be cute on camera. This video I watched of the recommendations, the first series they rec was Mercy Thompson, and they prefaced it by saying, okay, I know the cover is horrendous, but I promise this book is high quality. I promise it's really good. Like, just try it. And I saw the cover. I'll put it right here. Thanks. I hate it. Like, it just looked like the kind of book that I wouldn't like. And no shade, like, if you know what kind of book this is giving me the vibes of, and you like that kind of book, that is totally fine. It's just not usually my jam. Stop it! I saw that and I was like, no, not for me. And yes, I know that is judgy and terrible of me, but I was like, the vibes are not there. I have no interest. And from the description, it didn't sound Dresden-esque. I was like, this sounds like it's more on the romance side, which I just wasn't in the mood for that. And then the second person whose video I watched, I don't remember these videos, you guys, I watched so many of them. I wish I could link them below, but I'm sure you'd find them if you searched books for Dresden fans. And the second person was like, okay guys, Mercy Thompson, I know the cover is ugly, but I promise it's good. And I was like, another? Not buying it. And then the third person was like, Mercy Thompson. And I was like, son of a... Yes, I'm reading it. So I went on my Libby app and I borrowed it from the library. I didn't even have to place a hold, so I just borrowed it right then and there and started reading it. And you guys, I'm in love. It is so good. And I mean, I hesitate to say that with that much fervor because the writing's not stellar, the plot's not complex, it's nothing super new or original or anything like that, but I just loved our main character. And I loved so many of the other characters. And it was so fun. It was just a ride. And I will say the first book has quite a bit of info dumping, but I was along for it. Like, I did not care. I was like, this is chill. And by the second book, I would say the second book is where it really started to feel Dresden-esque. Like, I feel the Dresden vibes and I am here for it. The romance is straight up ridiculous. And it's not, I would say the romance is a little bit heavier in these books than in Dresden for sure, but it doesn't take over the plot, which was what I wanted, and I loved it. And the romance was completely ridiculous, but really fun, not explicit, which that's what I wanted. Definitely give it a try if you like Dresden, and even if you don't, give it a try. I'll kind of give you a brief summary. I probably should have done that first, sorry. So our main character, Mercedes Thompson, she is a walker, which is basically a shapeshifter, and she can shift to a coyote form. She was raised by a werewolf pack. She is not a werewolf, but she has lived amongst them, and she moves in right next door to a werewolf, Alpha, who has his own pack. And then she starts to get mixed up in some messy things going on. Some things go down, there's a mystery, there is magic, there is vampires, werewolves, fairies, witches, the whole shebang, and I feel like she does put enough of a unique twist on it that it feels fresh, and I really, really enjoyed it. Hey guys, editing Kaylin here. I forgot to mention trigger warnings for Mercy Thompson. There is rape in this series, so please be aware of that going in. I feel a little strange saying that after I just told you that it was a fun ride, which it is, and I was mostly referring to the first book and it being just fun and not something to be taken too seriously. There is a scene in the first book at the very end where it happens off screen, and it's a little ambiguous as to what exactly went down, but still, if that's going to be harmful to you, do not pick this book up. There is also a scene in the third book at the very end where it does happen on the page. It's not explicit, but still don't pick it up if that's going to be harmful. I would say that this book, it's fun and a quick read, but it does have more serious subplots that come into play as the story goes on. It's similar to Dresden in that way. So just be aware if you decide to pick it up. So after I finish writing, I will be finishing that up, which I started the fourth one last night at about 10 o'clock, and I read it until I was about 98% of the way through it. Well, no, 93%, so I've got about 7% left. So we'll be finishing that up, and enough of me chatting, let's get into it. So I wanted to show you guys, I don't know if any of you have ever used Scrivener, but it is the best thing in the whole world. So I've had to rewrite a few scenes from this book, like in these edits. I literally just scratched them and started from, because there's so many, like, certain character arcs changed a lot, and if you change a character arc, it just butterfly effects through the whole thing. And having this composition mode is amazing. I haven't started writing this scene that I have to rewrite. It's actually an added scene, but you can put a background, you can change this centerpiece, the paper I guess it's called, to anything that you want. You can make this look pretty much however you want. There is something about this picture that just transports me to the world of Lakir. If you're a writer and you haven't used the Scrivener composition mode, highly recommend. We did it. All is well. I have written and finished 2 books that are published and 1 before that. And you'd think this feeling, I would expect it, but it's just, there is something about finishing a book, and not just finishing it, but finishing your edits and like getting to that point where you're getting feedback and like realizing you created something that is tangible and readable, and I don't know, it's just this amazing feeling. And sometimes when you're in the thick of the writing process, you know, like you're on your first draft, you're halfway through, you're hitting a wall, and you're just like, why am I doing this? This is causing me nothing but misery. Not that it's like that all the time. I definitely have my ups and downs when I'm drafting, but in those moments where you're like, why do I hate myself? It's different from other forms of art because Like, I used to be a dancer and an actress. I was a performer, and I did a lot of that, and there's nothing like the rush of a performance. There's nothing like hitting a milestone or all these things that you go through in these more performative, more collaborative types of art, where you constantly have people around you that are going through the same thing, this community that it's tight in that moment. You've got directors, you've got instructors, you've got people around you that are just they're in it with you. You get this constant feedback, this constant dialogue, and you just don't get that when you're writing books. It's just you and your computer, and you write it, and it's just like, I don't know if this is gonna amount to anything. I don't know if it's any good. I don't know if I'm wasting my time, which you're never wasting your time. If you enjoy writing, you can write just because you like it and it's good for you, and that's great. But sometimes those moments hit you and you're like, is anyone even gonna read this or like it? And it doesn't matter. When you finish that book and you finish it and you have it and you're just like, I wrote a whole story. It's just a rush unlike anything. And I will say that I have never had a performance high that has gotten me quite like publishing a book and having people, real readers, read it and like it. There's nothing like that. It's amazing. And so if you are in the thick of it right now and it is just not going well for you, stick it out. It is so good, and you can do this. You've totally got it. I need to decompress, so we're gonna move on to my good old pal Mercy Thompson, and yeah, let's get into it. I'm gonna spend money today. My husband's not gonna be happy about it. Nope. So I finished the 4th one, and no surprise, loved it. The 5th one is 2 weeks out on my Libby app. 2 weeks, you guys. I don't want to wait 2 weeks. I spent a lot of money on books, so I started reading books on like my Libby app for free, and then if I love them, I will buy them in hard copy. But I've bought in too many trilogies where I read the first one and love it, and then buy all 3, and then by the 3rd one I'm like, or just, not a fan enough to want it forever. So I told myself that I couldn't do that. I was gonna read them, and if I liked them, like, there is a deal. You can get like the first 8 paperbacks in a box. Like, I don't know how much, but it's like cheaper than buying them individually. I was like, yeah, if you read all 8 and you love them and you want them on your shelf, then that's one thing. But I want them now. It's not even that I want the paperbacks. It's that I just want to read the next one, but I can't justify buying it on Kindle, and then when I know I will probably buy them on paperback as well. It just seems like a waste of money, but also I could read them. I could start the next one right this very second, and that is very appealing to me. So comment down below, should I buy the Kindle and read it right now, wait and buy the paperbacks, or say screw it and buy it all? We shall see. So that is all I have for you today. Comment, like, subscribe if you feel like it, and I will see you next time.